friends, welcome to the Erin and Christa show. I'm Christa by myself. I'm going to go through today what I do to clean my brushes. The first thing I use that is the most important part of the whole thing is this. This is the Sigma brush cleaning mat. We're going to clean the brushes now. Ready, pig? Take your mat, it's got suction cups at the back, and put it right in the sink like that. And then you'll feel where the suction cups are and kind of stick it down so that you can work with it without any issue. And then I use like a tepid water, not too hot, not too cold, and then I kind of get the whole mat wet. I'm going to clean one of my more dense brushes. I'm just going to take the shampoo and kind of literally just do this over the mat. That's why I don't like to spend a lot of money on these things, because I use a lot of it. I'm going to get the brush wet. Alright, you can really see how much product comes out of the brush. So that's for the first go through, and then what I'll do is I'll rinse a little bit of the stuff out manually. And then you'll see this area where it says refine, which is right in the upper area. And that's to go for the second pass, to really get in there. And you can see that it's not as makeup filled there. And you'll kind of, the more you do it, the more you'll come up with your own method really on how to get it as clean as you want it. I think I need to do one more pass with this. So I'll use a little bit more soap. I like to keep my hand down here closer to the neck of it than up here, because sometimes if you really are aggressive here, you are going to loosen your brush, the glue that's here, and then that's when your brushes pop off, is when you're too aggressive. So if you hold it down tighter, you really don't mess with that glue there. And you can already see how much cleaner the soap is coming out, which means this brush is clean. So I'm just going to really make sure I get all the soap out of it. I'm going to rinse it out. And then reshape it. And then I just lay it on a towel to dry. We're going to do one more dense brush. This is a Morphe face brush. Again, some soap. Get the brush wet. And you can see all of that makeup that's just coming out of there. And then I will work it on the bottom here as well to get the soap out, so I can do another pass. And again, you can already see how clean the soap is here, but I am going to go over the refine again. Because the refine area just really gets those outside bristles. And then here this says rinse eyes, rinse face. And so it's all labeled to tell you what's better for what kind of brush. So this is rinse face. So then with the water going down the brush, you go back and forth on the rinse area to get all that soap out. Because the last thing you want is to have soap in your brush, because that's going to mess up how absorbent it is to do its job. And also then you'll have soap on your face, which is never good to keep on there. Again, squeeze it out, reshape it, and then lay it on a towel to dry. Now we're going to do an eye brush. This one here, this is an It Cosmetics. So let's just rinse off part of the mat. Some soap on the eye area. Wet the brush, and then just back and forth. And then there's the refine area as well, which is going to really get into those bristles. And then the rinse eye area. And you can see just how much cleaner that is already by seeing how the white of the top of the brush. Again, you want to make sure all the water's out. Reshape it and lay it out to dry. And we'll do one more eye brush. I'm going to use a MAC 224 brush like that. So wet the brush. Go on the eye area. And then we're going to go to the refine eye, and then the rinse eye. The eye brushes, eyeshadow brushes typically are a lot easier and faster to do, because it's powder as opposed to foundation and concealers, which have oils and things in them that really want to hold on. So you can already see how clean that is. And then you rinse it off, reshape it, and lay it out to dry. Now, when I'm doing a ton of brushes, what I will do is I will literally take, like I have these two brushes, right? So if I'm doing 100 brushes, that can be tedious, so I will use them, I'll do it both at the same time to save myself sometimes. You just wet them. Again, lower on the neck area so you don't disturb the glue. Into the refine area, and then the rinse. And you can see that even 2 at a time, they're extremely clean. And then to reshape them, what I do is I squeeze them out as best I can. And then I'll take the brush and swirl on the palm of my hand, and then it'll kind of find its natural shape again, and then lay it flat to dry. So squeeze as much as you can of the water out, back and forth in the palm of your hand to have it go back to its original shape. Lay it flat to dry. The last thing I'm going to wash using this method is a beauty blender. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the face area because it's a softer dome shaped nodules on here, and so it won't tear up the sponge. So I'm going to put some soap on there, and with this you want to do a little bit different of a technique, and you want to take your hand and spread the soap out a little bit more. And then I get the brush wet, and then I just rub it back and forth gently. And you really want to be light-handed here because you can tear up these sponges, and then that's just a waste. And you can see all the makeup that's leaving the sponge. Because these can be pretty hard to clean sometimes. And especially if you do this, your makeup artist for a living like me, you really want to make sure you have the cleanest equipment possible for sanitation purposes. And then I will give it a couple good squeezes under the water to get all that soap out. And then I always do this twice with a beauty blender, just to be sure, because they do stain, beauty blenders, and so sometimes it's hard to tell what is makeup and what is just a stain. So same technique, and then I'm going to go back and forth gently. And I'm not going to use any of the refining areas because I don't want it to tear up the sponge. And you can already see again how white that soap is. And we'll go through and we'll squeeze all of that excess soap out. And to get all the soap out takes quite a few squeezes, probably about 10 good ones to get it all out. I let it fill all the way up. And then squeeze, and you can see the soap there really, it does hold on to soap. And again, you don't want to leave soap in your items because soap will change the absorption of your brushes and your sponges. You can leave soap residue on your face, which can lead to breakout. You also don't want to put soap in your eye. That's not a good deal. And that's it. Now we have a clean blender. For me, this is the easiest way to clean a brush. I let them dry overnight on my table or wherever, and that's it. Clean brushes. Alright, so if you have anything that you do with your brushes that you want to talk about, or kinds of shampoos or soaps that you like, or even one of these, talk about it, comment below. It would be nice to hear from you. We'll link all the products that I have used below. We are the Erin and Christa Show on Instagram and Facebook, and at Erin and Christa on Twitter. Bye, friends!